your recording also.
Okay, so let's go with the screen flow. In the screen flow, the main component that we have is loop. Okay, in real time, we use many a times a loop, because whenever we're creating a flow, we will not be creating the flow for one record. We have to loop through the record. Like if I have created a flow, that means it should work for all the records. If I do the bulk loading, if I do the single record update or creation or data loading, whatever I do on that object, if we have a multiple records. So basically, whenever we are implementing, we should be implementing the flow such a way it should handle the single record or multiple record. So if you do that, then it will be, you need not to touch anything. So flow will take care of all the things. So most of the times, except the email alert scenario, for, let's say, business scenario is updating the pick list value or updating the some pick list field, status field. In those scenarios, we have to loop through the or iterate through the each record and check what is the value is there in that record based on that updated. So loop is the one which we are going to discuss today. So in loop, we have a collection variable. Collection variable is where you wanted to store all your collection variables. And what is the direction of records? You wanted to start with the starting of the first record. If you are taking the account records, first to last means it will start with alphabetic A. If you say last to first, then it will start the alphabet based on the account name. It will sort it ascending order, descending order. Okay. So first what we will do is we will try to get a record, because in order to loop through this, I need a records. So in data, to get the records, we have a get records. Okay, let's keep the label is all accounts. All accounts. Okay, so label is all accounts. And the record of the object is, let's take it as an account. Let's take account. Now inside this account, we have a certain conditions. Now either I can none get all records, whatever is there in the system. If I wanted to get everything, then simply say none get all records. In case if I have some condition, instead of getting a 10,000 records, get only the one that has certain conditions. Okay, those are the AND condition. Then we have a any condition is met, which is a OR condition, either first condition or second condition, custom logic. Now let me go to my account record. Let's say service. Okay, let's go to the account. Now if I say all accounts that I have 50 plus 59 items are there. Okay, out of 59 items, I just want, instead of looping through all 59, what we will do is, let's add the filter. Let me change edit list filter. Let me add the industries in the list filter. Industry. highlight this, place it after the state. So industry, I have a banking, agriculture, energy. So let's take a banking. So in my flow, I'll give account, industry equals to banking. Okay. Now only the first record. No, I want all the record to get it. So get all the records. How to store the record data? Automatically store all the records, or choose a field. Choose a fields and let Salesforce do the rest of the things, or choose a fields and assign the variable. Right now we are going with all the records. Okay, let's click on done. Perfect. Now we have it. Let's go ahead and add the loop. Let's go ahead and add the loop. And let's say this loop is for, remember these names because later we will be capturing these informations. So my loop name is ACC. What are the collection variables that we have? Collection variable that I have, I just created the get record, and the get records name is all accounts. So I'll use all accounts. And the direction is I wanted to go with first to last. So let's click on it, done. Now what will happen? It is going to go through the each record. After the last record, it will end. Right? After the last record, it will end. So that means whatever the bank records are there, we'll get all the bank records here. What are the banking records are there? How many are there banking records? Let's give a filter. Let's say industry equals to banking. Done. Save. 22 records are there. Okay. 22 records are there. So these 22 records, it is going to loop through there. It will loop through the all 22 records. Now for debugging purpose, how do I know that it is going through the each banking? Like starting with the account name. So I have a one take. Okay. Till Wipro. So how it is taking? Is it taking the 22 records or not? Is it taking from the first to last or not? To understand more for debugging purpose, what I'll do is I'll just add a screen here. I'll just add a screen here. Okay, this screen is account, let's say that displaying the account name, because we are interested to know what is the order it is taking, and is it taking really 22 accounts in the loop, or is it taking only 5 accounts and coming out of it. So I just wanted to know the order as well as how many records it is going to take it. So for that, I have added the screen here. Let's say that this is the screen name is, let's give us name to display names. Display names. Now coming to the here on the display name, what I'll do, I'll simply print some text. In order to print the text, display text, I'll drag the display text, and here my point is displaying the account name, just to know what are the account names it is taking, and the count. Is it taking the 22 records? And is it coming like one by one? How it is coming up? First thing for the account name, in order to take the account name, from where can I take the account name? From the loop. Because my focus is debugging the loop. My focus is debugging the loop. So what is the current value that is getting executed by the loop? So ACC dot, I'm interested on name. ACC dot name. So what will happen? Each time whenever it is executing it, it will show me the ACC dot name. Now the count. How do I get the count? In order to get the count, what I'll do is first I'll declare a variable. So this variable API name is, let's give it as a count. And the data type that I need is number data type. And this number starts with 0. And my default value is also 0. Initially my count is 0. As loop is going on, my count is getting increased. Now let's click on done. So right now we have a account name which is displaying it for the each execution. Then we have a count which is going to display each count, right? So now let me go ahead and say done. No, I do not have API name. Let's say this is display count and name. Done. Now, as soon as my count is increased, okay, first it will be 0. As soon as it is increased, I wanted to latest value I wanted to put into the variable. Initially my value is 0. Once it is executed, the one record got executed in the loop, then my count should be updated. Next time whenever the second record is getting executed, it should show my count should be higher, not same as the previous. But where is it increasing the count? Is it increasing the count here? It is not increasing the count. I'm just taking the count here. So in order to increasing the count, okay, what I'll do is I'll add one more component which is called as a assignment. Let's say that this is a increase. Count increase. So here, what are we doing it? Count. We are increasing or adding it to the 1. So done. So whatever we are doing it, every time it gets executed, and then once it is executed, it will increase my count. Then it will go back to the next record. It will display the next record details, and then we will increase the count. Then it will go back. So let's go ahead and save. So right now we are looking at the banking account. So let's keep the label name as banking account, and let's save. Perfect. So we have too many banking out there. So let's quickly update this. We do not want those many records. So let me change this to some of them. Okay. 16 records are there. Fair enough, 12 records. So we can debug. Okay, so right now we have implemented this record, this flow. Okay, let's see how it is getting executed in the debug. So when I click on a debug, are we expecting the input here?
No.
We are not expecting any input because we are directly
Taking the
fetching the
records.
records from database. So we do not need to do anything here. Just click on run. So as soon as I click on run, so what happened? It took the Microsoft. The count is 0. Next, it took the Accenture. Next, and then it took the Wipro. Count is coming perfectly fine, but the names are not coming as a, it is coming in, it's not coming in order wise. Sometimes it is displaying the count in increase is coming in the last, right? Count is coming in the last. What is the reason for that? So let's see that later. Right now, let's understand the debug. Now, how the interview started, T1, and we got all the records where the industry equals to banking. Now, ACC, we are looping through the ACC records. So first it collected 12 records. Okay, it collected the 12 records. Iteration is 0 for now. Current iteration item is 0015J. 0015J. And it is CCAQ. Okay. Transaction committed, any records that flow or was ready to create update, we are committing it. Okay. Now, once the loop is done executing it showed me the Microsoft. Why Microsoft came into the starting? It is taking the order based on the 18-digit ID. Based on the 18-digit ID. So it is basically the way how you create an account. So ascending, descending order is based on the 18-digit. So CCAQ. So last this digit, it will consider. So if you created, how these 18-digit records is getting created, the way we created. Okay, the way we created. So right now, the last record which we have is AAQ, which is GDKBQ AAA. So which is the last one. I'll come to that later. Okay, so here 12 records which it is taken first. And the first record it pulled Microsoft. Microsoft is the first one. Okay, this is the Microsoft one. The count is 0. Now we clicked on the next. As soon as I clicked on the next, then count increased to count plus 1. The assignment rule. The assignment rule get executed. We have a assignment component. So count equal to count plus 1. So result is count 1. Now the next record which is getting executed is AAM. So AAM is async here. So it will take the next one and it gets executed the count. And next record is display count, which is a 7 AAM and which is Wipro, and count is 3. So like this, every time it got executed until the 12th record is met. This is the 8th count, 9th, 10, 11, 12. So once the count is met the 12th, then loop is ending here. Loop is ending. Loop is ending here and the transaction that was committed, but right now we are not committing anything. Loop is ending and we have a some count, that count is printing there. Now let's go back to the here. So from first to 12th record, the logic gets executed only this part. The logic getting executed only in this. Get all record already done. It's not going to play anything. Every time it will not execute the get all. Every time it will not execute the get all record. So the first execution will happen is all record. So once I have the all record, what will do, it will store everything into the ACC this loop. That means it is going to collect all the information and store everything into the loop. And whenever next time it is getting executed, the loop is getting executed, right? So during the loop execution, only this part gets executed. I'm not executing the get all every time. Get all will be executed only one time. Only one time it gets executed the get all. Once it is done collecting the information from the database, this component work is done. Now this component will not be called again. Now once this is done, everything is stored in the loop. Now in loop, the execution till the after last, that means till the 12th record, everything is executed within this. Keep on executing for each, then display, then after that increase the count, then go back to the loop. So this circle is going to execute till it find the last record. Once it is find the last record, then it will go and pass it to the end. So that means here we are querying only once. Circle is doing only one time. Querying is done only one time. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
go open loop once.
Okay.
Collection variable, how to create that one?
Collection variable is basically get record. Whatever the name we gave for the get record,
Okay.
this get record data has to pass it to the loop.
Oh, okay.
So that's the reason once the get all record is done, it will be done. It will not execute every time.
Okay. Instead of we didn't create any variable, just to pass the get record name inside the loop, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Clear.
In case if you want, if you have some more logic, like in between the get records and loop, you have some other components. In case if you have some other components, In those scenarios, what you can do is you can store all the information into the type record. Now here I can give all the accounts. So we can store all the records into the variable data type record in case if you wanted to do. But right now in this scenario, we are looping through the each record. So when we are looping through the each record, I do not need any component in between these two.
Okay.
So that's the reason I have passed directly the record list into the loop.
Okay. In some other time, I need to get contact details also. For contact details, I want to use then a loop. So at that time, what we can do now?
So you wanted to get the contact details.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to use the object contact.
I need to get account and contact details both.
Okay, that is my assignment. You all know the record ID, right? Did I explain the record ID?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that is my assignment to you all. Now we have account and contact relationship. So what I need is based on the ID. Which ID? Based on the account ID. We have to pass the account ID to the flow. Based on the account ID, get all the contact.
Okay.
Contact count. For example, if I go to the one tech account, so how many contacts are there? There are 3 contacts are there. So it should print, the flow should print 3 contacts. So the count equal to 3.
Okay.
Count equal to 3. So how do we do that? Either you create a flow. Okay. You create a flow, add here quick action. As soon as you click on a quick action, it should display a screen where it shows that count of contact equal to 3. Now, how do you get the contact list?
Get records.
In get records, what are the things you will give?
In get records, like what I'm going to give, like here, I just first select the first miss. I should see that contact. I should select the object and then thereafter, like that miss no condition. Like if there are many contacts, then I will go for certain condition like industry equal to banking, and then I will continue with.
Can you repeat that again? Contact, what condition you will give?
Oh, sorry, that industry no miss last name or something like, according to contact field wise, I just select any one of the like last name equal to some certain miss. By seeing that, I will go to the Salesforce org and I will just see that which condition I can give, miss which which can fetch certain like records of
Are you
contacts.
clear with the business requirement?
Yeah, based on account ID, get all contact count.
Okay, so what is the criteria you will give?
Means I should go with account ID only, then I have to go with account ID equal to, account ID.
First read the business scenario, then think about the logic. If you keep on thinking about the coding,
Okay.
you will be always coder. You will never go further step.
Okay.
So that is the first assignment. Second assignment is get all opportunities where the amount is greater than you need to check what is the amount you have. Okay, if you do not have any records, update your records. Greater than this $190,000, then update the stage. We have a stage equal to closed owned. Then update the stage equal to closed owned. These all are flows. Implement flow. Implement flow based on flow to get. Okay. Implement a flow to get the count of. In opportunity, we have a related list products. Count of products for each opportunity. Okay, so these three assignments. Fine. Is anybody doing the trial head or no? Okay, complete this trial head flow builder. Flow builder, flow basic. And then screen flow. Okay, so this we'll see later. So first one is flow basic, understanding, getting started with the flow, meet with the flow builder. In the flow builder, creating a variable, add a screen to your flow, add a logic to flow, add an action to flow. This is we have done. And then screen flow, getting started with the flow distribution, display flow on page in your Salesforce org, add a flow as an action on your record, every page in your Salesforce. Okay, display the flow page outside. Okay, this should be one. Okay, this is what this is all we have discussed, and we know this. And go ahead and complete this trial heads. Okay, I'm pinging in the chat. Is everybody received the?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions before I stop? Tomorrow I'm going to ask one of you to show me the flow, this assignment, any one of assignment. I'm going to ask any one of the assignment to show. Okay.
Is there any limit on the flow while creating a loop?
Limit, I have not seen anything in the loop. I have not seen anything.
Whenever
That's
we
the
insert
reason whenever we get a record, it is always best to use the filter criteria.
Okay.
Do not blindly get everything.
Okay.
If you do the blindly getting everything, that's a developer mistake. It is always
Okay.
a good practice to use and or logic or some custom logic. Always
Okay.
use some criteria to pull it.
Okay. At more than 10,000 records also, then how can if banking we give the condition rating sorry, industry equal to banking more than 10,000 records. So then how
I have not seen
will
that kind of a criteria which has a records in the real time more than 10,000.
okay.
That also will have a more filters there. So max of max that I've seen is 1,000 records.
Okay. SOQL limit, ma'am.
SOQL limit. Okay. So those limits thing we will discuss tomorrow. How they is
Okay.
the same as SOQL limits, or do we have a separate limits for the getting all the records? We will discuss tomorrow.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, then thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.